Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got Green Bay can't hesitate on getting Jordan Love paid. Let's check this out. I agree, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially with how crazy the contracts are getting and shit. With Tua's contract coming up, Dak's contract coming up, and Brock Purdy eventually getting paid as well. They cannot wait long to get Jordan Love paid for real. Like after this season, bro, they got to get him paid. Especially if he has another great season.
Before we ask the questions, Lawrence's new $275 million.
Yeah, T-Law got overpaid like crazy.
$55 million.
He is nowhere near like worth the money that Joe Burrow is worth, bro. Come on now.
You're tying him with Joe Burrow for the highest average salary.
Like he hasn't even won an MVP, hasn't even made it to an AFC Championship game. He hasn't even made it to a Super Bowl. Like, bro, come on now. Come on.
Jared Goff, who also signed a new extension this offseason. Tua's entering the final year of his deal and had some interesting comments at Miami's mandatory minicamp earlier this month on his contract talks with the Dolphins. Listen to this.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The market is the market. If we didn't
Tua needs to let that beard go back, bro.
Then none of that would matter. It'd just be an organizational thing, you know? Didn't matter if that guy got paid that because it's up to the organization. So that's what I would say. The market is the market. That's it.
And right now, the market continues to go up while he sits there and waits. Let's start with our insider, Jeremy Fowler. A month away from training camp, where do things stand with Tua and the Dolphins?
Yeah, Kevin, the Dolphins have been in contact with Tua's reps in recent weeks. Nothing has intensified yet, but there's a sense around the league and from people I've talked to that they will try to address this more firmly sometime this summer. But the pressure is on because you heard the man, Tua. The market is the market. Are they willing to meet it? And this is a guy who led the league in passing while proving he could be durable, playing a full 17 games. The Dolphins wanted to see that. And so there's a belief that they will get this done, that this might be the path of least resistance among all the available quarterbacks up for mega deals. He should pass that $50 million threshold here soon.
And Tua sounds like a confident human being. I love that conversation. It's not emotional. It's extremely analytical.
Like and Tua led the league in passing yards last year, right? If he somehow does that shit again, bro, his price range is gonna be probably like around $57 million.
Here's the market. He's saying based off of what I've done and based off of what other quarterbacks have done, take out your emotions, take out your feelings, and just look at the pure stats. Last year, Jeremy, you mentioned it, Tua led the league in passing over 4,600 yards. The year before, he led the league in passer rating. The question was, can you be healthy? He answered that question last season. And so this team needs Tua Tagovailoa to be successful. Mike McDaniel has shown that there's a nice marriage that's in play in Miami. And so for me, I think it's an unbelievable opportunity for Tua Tagovailoa. And statistically, analytically, even emotionally, he's saying the market is a market and the numbers are going to speak for themselves.
Yeah, what's so interesting about quarterback negotiations is that quarterbacks always feel as though the next guy up, provided that you are a starter, provided that you have had some kind of above average, let's just say top 10 production in terms of whether it be total QBR, completion percentage above expectation, that they then believe that, like, look, I need to surpass whoever was the most recent highest paid guy. So I need to be 55 plus. That's really what he's saying. We all know, though, that negotiations, regardless of position, are highly subjective. It doesn't just necessarily work that way, although with quarterbacks, it seems to work that way. Again, when we're talking about those top 10, top 5 guys, depending upon how you measure them statistically. Look, that being said, if I'm the Miami Dolphins, if I'm Mike McDaniels, look, I want my guy in there. And Mike has already said, I have no reason to believe that this won't get done. I have no reason to believe that I need to be planning for Tua not being here. So really what he's saying is, Chris Greer, I expect you to get this done. Stephen Ross, I expect this to be done. You guys figure out what that money actually means, but don't have me going into this season with this still hanging over my head.
And this is all about timing because, again, first 3 seasons dealing with injuries, and then last year, 17 games he played. And let's get to the next quarterback. And timing is key because Jordan Love, big question mark about the future. And then he closes out the season with a phenomenal second half. Love entering the final
Stats
year of
last
his contract
season.
after leading the Packers to the divisional round of the playoffs in his first season as the starter. Had a higher QBR and more passing touchdowns than both Lawrence and Goff, and they just
Like the rise of Jordan Love has been crazy,
The
bro.
latest here with
Insane.
Love and the Packers in the contract talks.
Yeah, Kevin, the latest is the Packers would like to get this done in a perfect world before training camp. But we're seeing these matters are complicated because Jordan Love doesn't have the body of work. However, for him getting hot late in the season, I've talked to enough people around the league, scouts and execs and coaches, thinking he's a top 10 quarterback right now. And we're seeing, like Jared Goff and others, those guys get paid. And so they're going to have to shake that out. And also there could be a little bit of pressure on GM Brian Gutekunst because we saw what happened with Aaron Rodgers the last 2 years. It was tenuous. It was ugly at times. They'd probably like a cleaner process right now and just get this done with a quarterback. It's clearly going to be their future.
Is he a top-tier quarterback worth the top-tier money in your mind?
Like for me, bro, I think he is, especially if, you know what I'm saying, he's able to duplicate what he did in the later part of last year, bro, where he was, you know what I'm saying, so incredibly good and talented with these off-platform throws and the arm angles, which he really looked like Aaron Rodgers on some of those throws. So if he continues to duplicate that, bro, he's going to be just fine.
Well, this depends on whether or not, Kev, you believe that 18 starts is enough to make you feel comfortable, to go ahead and put him up there in that top tier 53, 54, or in this case, 55 million per year plus average. Because look, I've said this 100 times on this show and every other. Contracts are supposed to represent future performance projection. Do you feel comfortable, if you're Brian Gutekunst, the general manager, do you feel comfortable saying, look, off of these 18 starts, 17 this year, 2 years ago, am I comfortable paying my guy who was top 10 in QBR and second in touchdown passes this year? Am I comfortable paying him at 26 years old after one season under his belt with all these youngsters that I've assembled around him, and he's got an absolute treasure chest of young weapons, young healthy weapons. Am I comfortable paying him 55 million plus? Well, I'll tell you what, if I'm Jordan Love, I go back to Brian and I say, hey, look, I was better than Trevor Lawrence. I was better than Jared Goff. If you want to just match it up number for number. And it's supposed to be about the future, right?
Yeah.
So go ahead and pay me. And look, this is where it becomes so subjective. And there are going to be people going, look, hell no, you don't pay him. He only started 18 games. He hasn't proven anything yet. You don't pay guys necessarily.
Yeah, he did prove something when they whooped Dallas's ass in the fucking wild card round.
Putting 10 years together.
One of the best defenses, and they were the best performers at home last year. They were undefeated at home.
The price ain't going to do nothing but
And they just walked in there and just took their lunch money and shoved them in the locker.
So, hey, look, just go ahead and get it done now because he is the future. And many people with all those quarterbacks I just mentioned would say I would take Jordan Love before all of them right now if I had to make a choice.
I like it.
And Lewis, to your point, I think the better question is, not a better question, a different question is, not are you comfortable paying him right now based off 18 games? Are you comfortable waiting another year? Because let's remember how Jordan Love ended the season last year. Last 8 games or so, 17 touchdowns, 1 interception, goes to the playoffs and destroys the Dallas Cowboys. This dude, he only has 18 starts, but he has 2 years of watching one of the greatest.
Look at this week 11 through the wild card, like 21 touchdowns to 1 interception, bro. Like, bro, look at this. This is crazy.
And they have 2 years of watching him in practice, learn and develop. And then the games
come, like that, and then that's like this is because, you know what I'm saying, he started to feel comfortable. They really started to click, you know what I'm saying? And if they can reduplicate the week 11 through the wild card from last year, then, you know what I'm saying, they might be able to, you know what I'm saying, win that division.
Half of the season comes and he dominates. I mean, it was elite level.
And Jordan Love may be in MVP talks.
4,100
What the fuck was this?
Level play, and not just the second half, the whole season.
Yo, that's crazy.
11 picks.
This nigga really did a 360 spin throwing a touchdown.
I want to pay him now because if Jordan Love does what a lot of people expect him to do this season, which is go out there and play like a top 10, top 5, top whatever, 8 quarterback, if that money is going to go extremely high next year when the salary comes up. Jordan Love goes and throws for 4,600 yards, 40 touchdowns. All of a sudden, it's not 55 million you're talking about. Now you're talking 60, 62, 63. If I'm Green Bay, I lock it up right now.
Nah, 60 mil is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
And 2 of them played in the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy, right? Patrick Mahomes got to rip up his old deal, right? And then Dak Prescott.
That's not fair, though, Kev.
What's not fair? What's not fair, Lewis?
No. What I'm saying it in a good way. Trust me. With Patrick, Look, there really is no price, dude.
Yeah.
There is no price.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it for Patrick Mahomes? If he said 100 million, would anybody kind of blink an eye? No, you wouldn't.
No.
So I mean, he's an outlier.
Wipe your fucking mouth, bro.
Over here
Yeah.
somewhere.
Niggas is dick eating
He's
Patrick
got the
Mahomes like
Jordan
crazy.
Rules. He's got the Tom Brady rules that no matter what, it's never going to be enough.
Like, bro, how the fuck did Patrick Mahomes come up in this conversation?
Again, he will be.
We were just talking about Jordan Love.
Comfortably paid, but the other guy is Dak Prescott. Let's segue here specifically because the Cowboys got to pay a lot of people. What are you hearing right now, especially their top 3 stars in Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb?
Like, I don't think they paid Dak. I think Dak is gonna hit free agency, bro.
The inevitable. They've been basically spending in free agency.
If they pay Dak, they're stupid. Like, that's the bottom line. They're dumb as shit.
Because of these 3 guys they have to pay. My sense is the priority is Dak, but they're going to start there. Their efforts so far have been described to me as passive, but they've made clear to the player, the people involved, hey, we want to get this done. They know they have 5-6 weeks before training camp to try to shake it out. Lamb would be theoretically next. I'm told that Lamb's position is clear. The market is the market. The numbers are the numbers. He's been one of the very best. So he might not hit Justin Jefferson's $35 million a year. He's going to, at the very least, have to be close to it. And maybe he even does match or surpass it. Micah Parsons, the tricky one, because he might be the best player out of all of them, but he might have to wait. He's got 2 years left of free agency. Then you got Brandon Ayuk. This one's complicated because you saw the video, the TikTok video saying the 49ers don't want me anymore, telling Jaden Daniels, his ex-ASU teammate, that. That's not exactly true. They do want him. I'm told they've made multiple efforts to re-sign him, just not at that high market. And he's become a top 10 receiver, so he's thinking, hey, that number's huge. They're not willing to meet it yet. They got
How much does he want to get paid, bro?
Get done.
I mean, I feel like he deserves, you know what I'm saying, top 5 receiver money.
$36 million with $17 million guaranteed. This was
Nah,
an easy
hey,
deal for New England.
Montre Stevenson deserved this contract right here. Bro, one of the most underrated running backs, and people are shitting on this nigga, bro, because the Pats were bad. You know what I'm saying? But he's been the only bright spot for real for them.
Because they prioritize running the ball. They love Stevenson in his game.
Stevenson is so good.
Like defensive tackle Christian Barmore. Matthew
Now, he didn't have a good season last year, I think, because he was injured, I believe.
Future as well.
Hey, man. What do you guys think about the whole Jordan Love situation? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on post notifications, notified whenever I drop another banger video. We're on the road to 300 subs. So we get there for more banger NFL content like this. And without further ado, I'm out. Gang!